Welcome to Parenting in Presence. Today with us we have Juweria, a wonderful mom of two children, and Juweria has been homeschooling her children for over 5 years now. And let's dive in to listen to her story. Welcome to the show, Juweria.
Right, thanks, Pratika.
Juweria, can you please introduce yourself and can you please share with us what this schooling is all about?
Hi, everybody. Myself, Juweria. I'm mom of two kids, and I am a Centangle artist. I also facilitate homeschooling kids online. Schooling, on my view, according to me, homeschooling is all about, when we say the term homeschooling, it is mostly projected as we facilitate or we guide the children at home. But according to me, homeschool is actually a home, a complete home, including parents, grandparents, and who are all part of the home, are evolving together, are learning, relearning, or unlearning. Whatever they do, they are doing together. They are growing together is what homeschooling is all about for me.
Can you please share how did you land up with homeschooling? Was it a thought that came to you right from your school days or university days, or can you please share us how did it happen in your life?
Yeah, I don't say it is a planned thing. Myself and my husband both are not a very big fan of this education system where the fellow beings are treated as competitors. So somewhere at the back of our mind, we had that we need something alternate should be provided for our kids. So we initially, when my son was going to play school in LKG, everything was fine because there was no pressure of writing or reading. All such things weren't existing by that time of the age. So everything went smoothly. He would love to go to school. He would love to learn. He picked up flowers for his teacher, and everything was going good. And when he was entering into UKG, that is when the trial started. Because of the time constrictions, we thought of switching the school. Both my daughter and son, they were both starting to go to the school. So we thought it would be convenient for us to pick up and drop if they were studying in the same school. So that is when the switch of the school happened, and that school was said to be an alternate school, but though they said it was an alternate school, there was a pressure of writing and reading. KG sounds like 4.5. My son was 4.5 around that time. For a UKG kid, the school provided question and answers like, what is your name? What is your name of the school? And, they have to write the answer, which is for a UKG kid is very overwhelming. So also they wanted him to write dictation words like korangu, kuruvi, and small words in Tamil. So I felt it a little pressure, and I wanted to consult about this concern to a principal. So I met the principal of the school, and I requested her to minimize the portions they are giving. So what she said was, you are the only parent and you are the first parent questioning about minimizing the curriculum. All rest of the parents are inquiring for the they wanted to refer me the books that I should prepare for entrance. So the other parents were asking me for book reference, and you are wanting me to minimize the curriculum. What is happening? She asked. I said, anyways, we are not gonna no, I don't want my son to participate in these kind of race. So whatever he writes or whatever he learns is okay for me. So I want you to minimize. And eventually that question raised. So that was a time when I started questioning, should I want my kids to be in this race? So we were, as a part of the next part of the process, myself and my husband were hunting for the alternate space. Another alternate space. That time we came to know that, at least in my part of place where I live, alternate spaces for rich people. Again, we didn't like the idea of, discrimination over there, and we were thinking about it, and that is a period when Corona came. So for about 7 to 8 months, we handled them inside the house. while doing that, I didn't feel it very difficult, or I didn't feel any pressure being with children all the time. So what I thought was, why don't we homeschool? That is how it came into existence. But since it wasn't planned or prepared, this is how I remember things. This is how I remember series of things that happened. Yeah, it wasn't planned actually.
Normally, people say that if you don't do things without planning, it turns out to be a disaster. This is easy for you, was it, to homeschool your children without planning? You said that everything happened spontaneously. Was that spontaneity helpful for you, or did you face any problems?
Spontaneity, actually, it helped me. As I said, homeschooling is evolving, growing, learning, unlearning, and everything happens together. So it happened together for me and my kids. So I don't feel any, yeah, there were challenges, of course, but I don't take them as struggle. Maybe we had ups and downs, and everything will be there, but still, it wasn't overwhelming, or it wasn't a struggle.
You could share with the audience what were the ups and downs you faced and how did you overcome it, it would be helpful.
Yeah, initially homeschooling, I had the idea of we need to teach kids something. That was the basic idea of homeschooling when I literally entered it. But meantime, what happened was I myself have had to learn many things. I had to unlearn many things. I had to go through a exploring, self-exploring journey, and everything happened. That took time. Also, I need to balance the home and the kids. So that was initially the part which I felt overwhelming. Overwhelming in the sense I that is very new to me, and I found it hard to balance. So yeah, then we as a family we discussed what to do. This is bothering me, or this is very tiresome for me. What shall we do? And everything discussion and everything goes hand in hand, and it helped for us to have a more of family time, more of discussion, more of that kind of stuffs happened. So yeah, everything has up and down. According to me, everything has ups and downs. It is up to us how we take.
So nice that you had a good rapport with your family members, that you were able to make the ups and downs in a smooth flowing path. And you have two children of differential ages. Could you please share with us how do you balance the activities you do with both your children, and how hard it is practically, and what are all the benefits of having mixed age group children together?
Yeah, that's the benefits first. My daughter is 8. My son is 10. They too have different set of interests. But when we discuss together, or when we do activities together on their interests, they share things. They explore both of them explore both of their interests at some time. My daughter is more into birds. She is into bird watching, or learning about birds, its characteristics, family and stuff. She is very much into it. My son is into technical, interested in technical, like circuit, making drones, making boomerangs out of cardboards, making cardboard robots. He is into more of like he's into that type. So eventually, when she gets bored of birds, or when she doesn't want to, she want a change, she'll go to her brother, and she'll engage with him. She'll be, helping with gluing, taping, and stuff. And he'll come and sit with her and watch the bird. They share about the bird they watched, and such things happen. Also, me as a mother, when nobody knows everything, right? There is nothing called I know everything. So when we explore the interest, when we when we tend to mingle with them, when we tend to make them learn, in the process of making them learn, actually what happened was I learned quite more things. So yeah, that is how it is. Yeah, the
And
age doesn't matter, I guess, because I myself at my 30s, I'm learning new things with my kids, and all they have the difference is 2 years old, and it doesn't matter at all. For so long, the age hasn't uh, isn't a matter of fact.
it's nice to know that your kids are balancing it among themselves. I would like to know what is the daily rhythm you have in your family as a homeschooling mom.
Yeah, we do have rhythm, we do have routines, but we don't clinch to it. The usual routine is they will be waking up at 5 because they have football. They are practicing football, so they go to football class by 6, and they'll be returning by 8, 8:30. So after which they'll have their refreshing time, bathing time, breakfast and stuff. So also I said you before that I'm a part of online IELTS school facilitating, and my kids are also part of the institute or IELTS space. So they'll have a couple of hours, 3 days a week. They'll be having couple of hours, and they'll finish it. We always have something called first things first, which is like our first things are reading Quran, writing it in both the language, English and Tamil. We write it. Also, we have allotted each work, everyday work. Sometime it will be a table cleaning or a room cleaning or bathroom cleaning. Whatever it is allocated accordingly to the need of the home, and they'll be doing it. After finishing the classes and stuff, they'll have their lunch. If they wish to have nap time, they will. And if they doesn't feel like having enough time, then they will, they draw something or they play board games or discuss something, whatever they feel like doing. After which evening snacks, they will be having some TV time for half an hour. And, after dinner, we will do journal together. After we'll read some book. We usually do read a, novel kind of books appropriate to their age, and then we'll wind it. But this is not the routine throughout. This is the routine of the most of the day. But we do have different routines, different days, because when they don't have class, alternate class, we have this democracy policy, like, what do you want to explore today? So tell me, what do you wish? Then we'll have a worksheet or we'll go a walk or something like that according to their need. So it differs.
As a homeschooler, a lot of families use different pedagogical methodologies in their lifestyle to educate or to learn together. So, is there any specific pedagogical method you are using with your children?
Yeah, as I said, we don't clinch to anything. I use, it is more in like a hybrid one. After entering into this homeschooling journey, I would say I have, like any other homeschooler would do, I researched a lot, came across Charlotte Mason, J.K. Krishnamurti, and much more, Maria Montessori, Waldorf. I explored many methods. And whatever suits, whatever my kids demand me. For art form, geometrical form, drawing, and 3D paper sculpture techniques, I took it from Waldorf. And the principles like independence and respecting the child, core values, everything was from Maria Montessori and Charlotte Mason. And most of what we have set of rules like 47 to 50 rules, which is which is derived from Quran. The basic, not like religious point of view, but how a man should be, or how the moral values were, for example. How a parent should be treated, how a neighbor should be treated, or how a money should be spent, and those kind of rules we derived it from Quran. And yeah, it was more of a mixture, whatever suits best and whatever is demanding.
Taking inspiration from a lot of pedagogies, but were you aware of all these pedagogies before, or did you go in search of it when you started homeschooling?
When it comes to Quran, we practice it right from their upbringing. So from their very little age, we were practicing it. So apart from Quran, the rest of the pedagogies were the researched one. The core values of Charlotte Mason was fascinating, which is again I can relate it to the things I'm already doing it. So we were doing a set of things, and when something assures us that what we were doing is right, you tend to grow towards it. you are drawn towards it. That way, Charlotte Mason's core values I went through, I explored it. Maria Montessori, the way she insisted to respect the children, the way she wanted children to be independent, all such things. Waldorf, again coming to Waldorf, the age appropriate activities, hands-on activities, wet and wet painting, wet on dry painting, all that stuffs, those are the things time demanded. Luckily, I got it at the right time and we could implement it.
While introducing yourself, you shared about an online project that you're doing with children. And can you please share about what the project is all about? How did you frame the curriculum? Because it was you who had, formed it. So could you please elaborate about the
Yeah,
learning?
it is not done all by myself. My husband is also a part of it. So we both do together. So yeah, what happened was, as I said, I have the set of things we do at our home for our kids. My kids go to various online classes or offline classes, for a workshop kind of things. It's not the course or something like that. For 2 days or 3 days workshops they go, and parents started approaching me and they asked, what are you teaching them, or what are where are they going, those kind of questions appeared, and they wanted me to do the same for their kids, like my colleagues wanted, my kids class friends moms wanted. So we that was a time we realized the need. See, when it comes to academics, we have ample resource. And unlike our time, we had to depend only on book. That is not the case today. Being social media and being those platforms very easily available, we can jot down the methods very easily. But when it comes to social emotional learning or handling oneself, those kind of things still need to be, that isn't very handy. So we realized the need. So what happened was, whatever we did for kids, usually what we do is, we critical thinking, we frame a story or we frame a situation, we narrate it as a story and stop it in the middle, and we will ask them, if you are in the place, what is the stand you take? So when it comes to that kind of approach, and also we inculcate art and stories into the values like gratitude, kindness, forgiveness, honesty, tolerance, patience. So what we did was, myself and my husband, we framed a 6 months course where stories and arts are incorporated in these values. Like it was framed for the children to be liked. When we say don't do this or don't do that, or this is how it should be, or no, I don't think they blindly listen to it. When it is in a story form or an art form, I saw kids taking it into their mind. So that is how we framed it.
So interesting to know that having worked with kids, that you're able to develop something for the kids which would not just say a moral value, but rather it would help them inculcate the habits in them naturally through art. Because like when the hand, eye, and the brain works together, it automatically registers in your muscle memory, and it's so wonderful to know about your course area. Mentioned very clearly in the beginning that you are not interested in putting your kids in the cat rat race. And how do you see their future? How do you think, or how have you planned about their academical growth? Or
Yeah. Or seeing, I haven't seriously thought about it. One thing I knew was, when you know to read and write, when you know to understand what you read, then you can learn whatever you want. So that was on my mind. So what I did first was, I wanted my kids to be very fluent in reading and understanding. both in their mother tongue and in English as well. So that was the only thing I did as academically. So that I felt that was enough. And I don't measure their growth academically. So far, I haven't measured. I haven't seen them in that point of view. But then they surprise me every day. They learn new words. They learn new terms. Actually, it took me 17 years to do a four-digit multiplication calculation, but my son does it very early. So it surprises me. I don't measure or I don't look for academic achievements or milestones. But trust me, when independence, freedom is given, or when you support whatever they pursue, changes happens. We can see them.
It's nice to see the evolution of the educational system, moving forward with different alternative thinkers. So, you have shared how your children are evolving with the independence and the freedom they are getting. What is that you have received out of this?
Is I have received ample of time, free time, me time. I get to spend more time with my kids. I get to develop healthy habits with them. Like I don't journal. I know nothing about journaling before my kids started journaling. So we now do journal together. We share a prompt regularly and we do. So practice what you preach is what I learned from my kids. So before I tell them something, I should be doing it, isn't it? So that is what I think. Being kids around you every time give you a conscious, conscious reminder on what should I do around my kids. Am I doing the right thing they are watching? So though that kind of consciousness helped me grow many good habits, watch my communication skills and everything. I have made a change. I think, yeah, I know. Comparatively, I have got much time, more time to spend with myself.
If somebody is dreaming about homeschooling or thinking about alternative education, could you please give some tips for them on where should they start with?
They should always start with the why. Why should I want to homeschool my kid? When the why is very clear and when the why is very, very strong, when they have a doubt or when they collapse in the process, then that time they can go back to their why. When they check their why, so they'll get motivation. They'll get, they should always start with the why, not because somebody is doing or not because it is fancy or not because the term is new and nothing like that. They should have a why. Why am I homeschooling? When if you have an alternate opportunity, or say for example, your kid doesn't have any problem with school going, then why do you want to homeschool? It is obvious your kid is doing very well, and all he demand is school. Then why do you homeschool? So then your why should be clear. So when your why is clear, then you can you don't need to have any plans.
Coming to your why, I know why I want to homeschool, but I cannot quit my job because of the economical reasons. For people like that, do you have any suggestions? And I wanted to know how strong is the homeschooling community in the region you are living? Are you getting enough support from the community?
So when a mom is earning, simultaneously she wish to homeschool her kid. Hmm. Again, the answer for it is the why. She need to know why she should homeschool. Why is she having that urge factor? What is the urge factor that is pushing her to homeschool? So when the why is clear, she can spend say for 20 minutes or 40 minutes. I've been homeschooling for the past 5 years. Academically, I spent 20 minutes for my son and for my totally 40 minutes for reading. Per day, 20 minutes. I don't say I do it every day. Maybe weekly thrice or sometimes twice also happens. So 1.5 years, within a 1.5 year span of time, they were able to read and write. So we can spend bare minimum time. I'd say, for example, you didn't get time in the weekdays, you can spend your time in the weekends or whatever you are aiming for. You can work on it for a small period of time from wherever you are, whatever you have. Coming to the community, we do have homeschooling communities. We have area-wise communities is also available. But for me, I didn't need it. We go workshops, we do things, and everything is there. But we don't regularly meet. We are not, a consistent participant of the community.
Thank you for sharing about that, Zuberia. And how do you handle criticisms?
Criticism, when somebody say this is not good for your kid, or you're spoiling it, I will say them, yes, you are correct. I must try to send them to school. Let me try it next year. That's it. That is how I manage it. That whatever I'm doing is right. This has these many pros, and that has these many cons. I never do that. Whenever they say something to me, I said, yeah, let me try next year. I'll think about it.
A very big philosophy in a small thing by just saying, I will try it, because it makes a lot of difference when you explain things and when you don't explain and you
Save that energy, and I can productively do something else.
that was a good one. And is there anything you wanted to share with?
Yeah, we talk about education. We research about education. According to me, education is being able to distinguish between what to do and what not to do. Is very important. And for instance, if I have so many Keelanelli and Kupameni Chedi around me, I don't know its name, and I know information about world's biggest flower that is far miles apart in Amazon forest. There is no connectivity, right? So yeah, education, the ultimate meaning of education according to me is to know the truth, be on it, act on it, is what I feel the education is. So yeah, that is what I wanted to say to the parents out there who wants to homeschool or who is already homeschooling. Yeah, we need to think on it.
Thank you so much, Zuveria, because this talk, I think I wanted to talk with you for over a year when I was doing a journaling session for your children. So, like the way they articulated it amazed me so much, because they all their answers would be like so unique from the other children in the group, and it would be very practical and it would be very genuine. And I always wanted to talk with you, from that point of time, and it didn't happen. But I think parenting and presence has, led me the way to have a wonderful and a heartful conversation with you. Thank you so much for joining, and your insights are very much useful for me, and I think it would be useful for everybody who is thinking about anything, be it homeschooling or alternative education or whatever you want to do in your life. As Zuveria said, if we answer the why have to do that, then we'll have answers for a lot more things we want to achieve in our life. Thank you for joining, Zuveria, and all
Very
the
much,
best.
very gratitude, my deep gratitude for giving me this platform so that I could, express. That was very nice and a heartfelt chat with you, Kritika. Thank you.